Going to start. Okay, so firstly, good morning, everybody. Great to see you. Great to see you in Gothenburg. This is the fourth Pi World conference that I've been responsible for putting together. Everyone is always great fun, and it's fantastic to see so many of you here and to talk to so many of you and to enjoy what we've been doing. Okay, I think most of you hopefully know me already. My name is Russell Herbert. I'm the industry principal for oil and gas, primarily in the EMEA region. But I don't do the oil and gas activity here in OSIsoft alone. We have two other industry principals who are not here at this event today. They are based in Houston, and I think many of you will probably know these faces. So we have Cindy Crow. Cindy's actually in Monaco at the moment, presenting at the Schlumberger Global Forum, so that's great. And we've got Craig Harklerode, who is based also in Houston, and Craig's back there at the moment covering the fort for us in North America, so we're really appreciative of that. We also have Nathaniel, who is somewhere down here. Stand up, Nathaniel. Nathaniel is our industry champion for oil and gas. I think also many of you will know Nathaniel or maybe have worked with Nathaniel in your own companies. I personally want to say a massive thank you to Nathaniel for all the help and work he's been doing to help put this stuff together. So it really wouldn't be possible and wouldn't be anywhere near as easy as it is without his help. So thank you very much. Okay, so when we start putting this agenda together for all of you, and the emails I was checking earlier start back in sort of February, March time, so a long way away, we start thinking about what topics are going to be interesting for you all to hear about. You're here spending important time with us to talk about our technology, and it's important there is a reason for you being here, and at the end of it, you go away thinking, actually, this was a really useful use of my time. So when we started thinking about what would be good for you, I was reminded of a presentation from a good friend of ours, Glenn, who is sitting around somewhere from Spirit Energy, who thankfully came and presented for us last year. And one thing that really resonated with me in Glenn's presentation was Glenn talked about a light bulb moment he had with the modern Pi system. Okay? So Glenn's world, as I understand it, was a world that many of us are common with, using historian technology, legacy, trending technology, process book, etc. And Glenn gave a great presentation, and I would recommend you all download it from our web portal and watch it, all about the transformation that's been going on at Spirit. And Glenn talks about this light bulb moment that he had with our technology, and a light bulb moment that enabled them to start transforming the way that they were using OSIsoft technology and start getting a lot more value in their organization. And Glenn gave an example of one asset where they'd managed to increase production by 20%. So, an absolutely fantastic story. So Nathaniel and I really wanted to put an agenda together for you all that would maybe start triggering your own light bulb moments about our technology. And the modern Pi system is so much more than it was 10 years ago, that there are so many different areas. And so what that light bulb moment for you may be today could be different from the person sitting next to you or people sitting behind you. So we've got to create an agenda that is as broad and diverse and interesting for you as possible. And hopefully we've done that. So what might that light bulb moment look like for you? Well, maybe it's going to be about decision support tools. What we hear from a lot of our customers is the use of Pi Vision and Pi AF is really putting capabilities into the hands of engineers that didn't exist 5 years ago or such. And that capability is really enabling people to do fantastic new things and expose great insights in their operation. So maybe it's about decision support. But maybe your light bulb moment is about integrated solutions, like this fantastic presentation we had last year from Petronas in Barcelona, talking about an integrated environment they'd all built around Pi technology and how their well engineers were able to significantly improve their workflows using OSIsoft technology. Maybe your light bulb moment today is going to be about advanced analytics. We know that everybody is interested in big data, machine learning, moving data into the cloud, all the fantastic things you can unlock with our technology. So we've specifically gone out and looked for presentations that will address those topics and show you real-world examples of how customers like yourselves are using Pi technology to unlock advanced analytics initiatives within their companies. Maybe your light bulb moment is about business reporting. Maybe you've been using Pi for a long time, but maybe actually your management teams are asking you about how can I expose this data up into my enterprise so that we can start doing things with it at an organizational level on top of the things you are doing with it at an operational level. Maybe your light bulb moment is about how you connect the Pi system to the broader enterprise, how you integrate our tools with your maintenance management systems, your ERP systems, your 3D systems, your document systems. And we've got presentations that touch on these kind of subjects. And maybe your light bulb moment is around data sharing, collaboration, community, unlocking new business models by exposing data to people you work with, equipment manufacturers, service providers, other companies you're working with. So maybe there's something that's going to trigger an idea in your head or something that you think, when I leave this conference, I'm going to go away and I'm actually going to start implementing some of these things within our organization. And maybe it's none of those things. Maybe it's one of a whole host of other topics. Maybe you're interested in cloud technology or digital twin or something mobility. Or maybe it's just about getting started. And we do fully understand that for a lot of you, this experience is just to start understanding how have other companies in your position started with our technology? How have you taken those first steps from moving on from tag-based historian into use of Pi Asset Framework, Pi Vision, our integrators, the modern Pi system, and how does that journey actually happen in reality for real customers? So we've gone and made sure that the presentations today cover those topics for you. So what does our oil and gas industry day look for you today? Well, any of you, and I know many of you have been with us on many times before, will be familiar with this kind of layout. But really, this is how it's going to work. So for the first part of the day, we've got 6 presentations from customers ranging from between 30 minutes and 45 minutes. And lunch is between 12 and 1:45. At 4 p.m., we're going to have snacks actually brought into this room for everyone. So our hope is that you will grab some food, mingle with colleagues, have a chat and a discussion. And then we're going to continue the end of the day event where we've got 2 further presentations. And at the end of the day, we're trying something new. We're actually going to have a panel, best practice panel discussion on the stage for everybody to ask questions and hear the opinions from some really interesting people from across the industry. Okay, so from a presentation point of view, the first presentation we've got this morning is from Petrorabigh. I'm absolutely delighted that we've got our first customer for a few years from Saudi Arabia coming to us and telling us about their fantastic story about transformation in their petrochemical and refining plant. So that's our first presentation. Our second presentation, starting at 10:15, is from SPM Offshore, FPSO, EPC, O&M contractor, talking about their digital FPSO journey and how they've been using the Pi system and the Pi infrastructure to enable that transformation. Our third presentation is about well surveillance, using real-time models, real-time optimization, event technology at Dalil Petroleum in Oman. So I'm really, really excited about this one. Munir, who's a great friend of ours, came and presented for us in Berlin 3 years ago, and he's coming back to give a fantastic update of what they've been doing since. After lunch, we're starting with Mol. Mol is a great friend of OSIsoft. They've always presented fantastic things for us. But it's been 3 years since we've had Mol present anything for us in EMEA. And nothing moves slowly at Mol. And in that time, they've done an awful lot with advanced analytics in their refining organization. So Tibor and his team are going to be giving a presentation around how they're using AF and the capabilities of their infrastructure to do things around advanced analytics and move on even further from the stories we've seen them talk about before. Then we have another amazing presentation about data science from E&I. E&I have already presented for us as a company in San Francisco earlier in the year, and they're going to be talking about initiatives they've been doing upstream around data science and using the Pi system to take our operational data and move it into their data lakes and their advanced analytics platforms to expose further insights. So I thoroughly recommend you all staying around to listen to this presentation. Then, back by popular demand, we've got Mike from OSIsoft and Alexander from Serverlec. These guys gave an amazing presentation last year, a sort of live demo of how you can use Pi AF and Pi Vision to solve real-world problems for you. So I've asked the guys to come back, and this year they're going to be, I hope, doing a presentation around data quality and how we can use AF to not turn the data onto operational conditions, but look at the data and the analytic capabilities within AF to actually work out if there are problems going on and potentially fix problems with data quality, data reliability, holes in data, this sort of stuff. Our final 2 presentations are also from great friends of OSIsoft, and they're from Petronas. The first presentation is around rotating equipment. The Petronas team came to London, and for the people in the room who were at the London conference, I'm sure you remember the presentation we had about the Protean rotating equipment solution that was built all around PyAF. So we're really lucky to have the guys coming back and again give us an update on what's been happening with Protean since they last presented a couple of years. And there's been a lot of new innovations and a lot of use of new Pi technology, so that's going to be a really interesting update. And the final presentation we've got of the day comes also from Petronas, but this one is a real-world example on exactly the things that Mike and Alexander will have been talking about in their previous presentation. So this is a real upstream organization that's actually been doing things around data quality, data reliability with Pi Vision and PyAF. So we're going to see the stuff that the guys have been talking about in reality from a fantastic upstream operator. So I think that's going to be great. And as I said, we're going to end the day with something new. We're going to try a panel discussion. So we're really lucky that we've got my great friend Ali from Shell. We've got James, who I've lost because I saw it. Where are you, James? James is over there. James is IT director for Spirit Energy. So we're going to have James on stage. We're also going to have Nuno from Repsol. Nuno, are you somewhere? Yes, over there. Nuno's over there. And finally, we've got Alex, who I know is over there from Sasol. So hopefully, we've got a really interesting mix of operations and IT people, and we'll be able to give a really interesting perspective on their thoughts around what's going on in the industry with real-time technology, Pi technology, operations, analytics, all these kind of topics. So please come along, please participate, and if you have any questions for those, start thinking about them now. A few things I've also got to add just right at the end of this presentation. So following our oil and gas agenda today, right at the end of the day, we have a fusion event that's taking place at 6:30, okay? Apart from to remind you all that this is taking place, the other comment I would make is we will have plenty of time from the end of the panel discussion to make it to this event. So please stay around for the panel discussion. Don't worry, you're not going to have to run off to be able to make this. There'll be plenty of time for us all to go to this event and have fun and enjoy the end of the day after this busy day together. A few final points. Some of you may not be aware, but we have a really, really good online community at OSIsoft called Pi Square for people to ask questions and share ideas with colleagues in and around the industry. So I just wanted to firstly make you all aware of that, and also make you aware that within our Pi Square community, we have some specific themes that are focused around oil and gas. Now, these things are created for you, and you'll probably be wondering, why is there not one on downstream? There will be one on downstream very shortly, I promise you. But the idea here is that you guys can all go online, ask questions of your peers, your colleagues, share things you're doing. If you have any queries or concerns, Nathaniel and I keep an eye on this as well. So hopefully this is something that over time will become more and more active. The next thing I wanted to mention is that we have a new Pi learning system coming online very shortly. So if you're interested in anything to do with Pi education, please visit learning.osisoft.com when you get some spare time. And on that website, you'll find some interesting information about new things that are happening in the world of OSIsoft education. So some final thoughts for the day. So as I've already mentioned, we've done our best to build an agenda for you today that will inspire and help you have your own light bulb moment about our OSIsoft technology, okay? And we've got a fantastic agenda of industry-leading presenters who are going to come and tell you about what they've been doing with our technology. And hopefully, you're all going to learn a lot. And most importantly, you're going to enjoy this experience and have things that you can take away back to your own companies. We've gone through the agenda this morning. I'm sure you can see our agenda is quite tight. If I can ask you anything today, it is please try and be back on time, seated early, so that the agendas, so the presenters can start their presentations on time and get through what they need to get through. That would be really appreciated. It goes without saying, if there is anything that is unclear or you're uncertain about or you're not sure or you want more information about, or maybe you'd like to meet someone or be introduced to someone that you see on stage, please either speak to myself or Nathaniel, and we would be more than happy to help you with this. Our sole reason for being here today is to make sure you all have a good time, are educated, and feel motivated about our technology. So if there's anything that's stopping that happening, please let us know. Don't forget the best practice panel. I've mentioned it a few times. It's really only going to work if we get everyone to participate. So if you are around at the end of the day, please come along, join in the conversation. And finally, The most important thing about all of this is that at the end of the day, the things that you see on stage, you take back to your own companies. Don't just file them at the back of your head and then get on with what you're doing. Try and use these things to start new things in your organization and start doing new things with Pi, because it's by doing those things that trigger the journeys that ultimately add to real business value or end up possibly with you on stage with us, sharing your own stories about what you can do with Pi. So I've gone a few minutes over, as is always the case with me, but I would say thank you, everyone. I'm delighted to see you here. I hope you have a good day.